Good morning, dear students. Today we're going to continue with our class, Entrepreneurship 2. So welcome, I'm Miss Tania Poveda. It's very important that right now with you have a pen or a pencil and a notebook or your folder because you need to take notes. It's going to be really important so you can use this to study later. Go for it. You can pause the video if you need more time. Well, just to remember, last class we were talking about market research. And I remember that we were talking about different definitions. And it's very important that you distinguish what a market is and research. And together you can build your own, with your own words, what a market research is. But I took this information, which is like a general definition that we can analyze right now, just to remember. So what is a market research? It's the systematic collection of information on existing or potential markets for analysis and subsequent action. So when we say that it's a systematic collection, it says that we collect information in a very well-organized way. So we take information from who? From the market. What is a market? It's a group of people. In this case, it says we collect information on existing or potential markets. Remember that potential means possible. So it means possible clients. Why do you collect this information from people? To analyze. What do you do after an analysis? You make decisions. So subsequent action. Okay, so that is a market research. This is only a review. Let's continue. Today we're going to focus on a type of research. I'm going to tell you about that later. But I found this definition, which is a very specific and detailed information about the definition of research. So let's read this together. Are you ready? Well, the word research is composed by two syllables, re and search, obviously, research. The dictionary defines the former means this one, re, as a prefix. What's the meaning of that word, re? It means again, anew, or over again and again and again. And the later, so search, so the second part, as a verb. What is the meaning of search? Examine. In this case, it says to examine closely and carefully, to test, to try, or to prove. Okay? Let's continue. In the same way, going through Google, you will find such definitions as, this is my favorite part, by the way, because it's kind of easier. Investigation, experimentation, testing, exploration, analysis, fact-finding, examination, scrutiny, scrutinization, proving, study, inquire into, prove, look into, and more groundwork, etc. Okay? So we understand very well the meaning of research. My favorite definition, investigation. That's it. And here, well, we have like the general definition. Research is the systematic investigation into and study of materials and sources, and focus on this word sources because we're going to use this later, in order to establish facts and reach new conclusions. It is turning ideas into reality. Okay? And here on the right, we have some pictures that represent research or investigation. different ways or different sources of investigation. Let's continue. So here we have this question. Why do research? Why is it important when we're talking about market research? Why research is so important? And at this point, I'm going to focus on the objectives, the goals. Why do we do a research? I mean, I can have an idea, I can create a product or a service, and then launch my product or service to the market and see what happens. Well, here we have some reasons why do we do this? So when we are doing a research, when we are talking about a market and collecting information on the market, we do it to minimize risk. What is a risk? A risk is something dangerous that can damage your business. So when you do a research, you minimize the risk. It means you find out information that is going to help you to reduce the risk. So if you see that something is dangerous for your business, you're going to work on that and you can avoid that problem. Focus efforts. Sometimes we think that working really hard on everything is like the most important thing, but it's something that usually you don't hear very often is that you don't need to focus on everything. Like you don't need to work hard and really hard on everything on your business. You have to focus efforts. There are things that you don't need to work as hard as in other things. So when you do a research, you find things that you will need to focus. And that's something that you're going to learn on the way. I can't tell you right now you need to focus on this, and this, because each business is different. But by now, we know this is one of the reasons why do we do a research. Well, this one is like the most popular one. What do you want when you have a business? Money, right? So when we're talking about maximize return, it means we want to increase our profits. It means you want something in return. You offer a product or a service. What do you want in return? Money. So we can maximize the profits or return. Here, we can also identify customers, clients, because we want clients to come back. We don't want to sell a product only once or a service. We want a client and sell products to this client and to others 1, 2, 3, many times. So like that, you can maximize return. You can increase your profits. What else do? We identify customer needs and wants. And here I want you to pay attention on the difference. People need things and people want things. What is the difference? What is the difference here? I need water to live. My body needs water, right? But I want to drink a soda. Do I need a soda to live? No, I don't need a soda, but I want it. So like that, you can identify what people want and what people need. It happens with technology. Right now, what do we need to work? We need computers, we need laptops, we need iPads, cell phones, all kind of devices to work, right? But what do we want? We want the latest design, the most expensive ones, the highest technology. Yes, of course, we want that. Sometimes we can't afford that. We don't have the money to buy what we want. So we go back on our basic needs. You see the difference? So needs is something you really are going to use to live, to work, to study, and want it's something that you can live without that. You can live without sodas. You can live without the latest technological products, etc. So like that, knowing the needs and the wants of the market, you can focus here your efforts and work on a big campaign for a specific market. Well, understand the competition. Have you ever seen on TV or online that commercials are pretty similar? Like you are watching a soccer match and then you have commercials of one brand, and then the next day you see other brand and very similar commercials. Well, that's it. That happens because competitors usually they have similar markets. They have similar group of possible clients. So what they do is that they work on a campaign. They work on publicity to sell products to these specific types of markets. So the competitors are going to use something similar because they are working on similar markets. And then you understand what they are doing. When you know your competitor, you can be better than that one. And the opposite, when the competitor knows you, they can work and be better than you. So you have to be very careful about that. And another reason why do research is to analyze the market dynamics. Dynamics means movement, how the market moves. So here we can divide the year, for example, or a period of time into seasons. So let's suppose that it's a beach season. Everybody go to the beach and go to swim in the ocean and travel to different places. And usually in Ecuador, it happens between January and April, right? When you go to the beach, different beaches around the country. So what do? You buy products for that season. You buy towels and swimming suits and that kind of products. What happened in July, August, October? Do you see a lot of people going swimming, going to pools, going to the beach, going to the ocean? No, maybe only few people. So what happened to the market dynamics? The market stopped moving toward those products. It's the same for Christmas. So we see in October and November companies starting campaigns online or on TV trying to sell products, usually toys, because the market starts buying Christmas products, usually for children. So the market dynamics move differently in those days. So let's say that from January to April, people buy ocean products or beach products, and from October to December, people buy Christmas products. You see the difference? So the market moves. The market decides when to buy products and which products. Well, write down these types of research. In marketing, obviously we have to do a research. We already know that. We will remember that forever. But then we have two types of research. Two types. We have field research and desk research. The what, why, and how. So I'm going to ask you something. In your opinion, after all the information I just gave to you, what do you think you should do better? You should go to field research, like go to talk to people, and show the potential product and ask opinions to people, to the market. You launch your product or a pre-product, or you first collect information online, on books, magazines. What do you think you should do first? Field research or desk research? Come on, I want to know your answer. I wish I could hear you. Well, this is the answer. So where to start? Desk research. I recommend you, and not only me, experts recommend that when you want to do a research into a market, you should start by the theory. The theory. Other way to call the theory is desk research. Or the most common way is primary research. Primary because it comes first. So you have different ways to call the beginning: desk research, primary research, or the theory. So you can start, or I mean, you should start, you must, you have to start with this: desk research. Okay? So now you're going to tell me like, okay, but what is desk research? Of course, I'm going to explain you. I'm going to explain you with some examples. We call it desk research because it's a type of research that you can do sitting on a desk. You can do it on your cell phone. You can do it on computers. You can do it reading books or articles. And here, I'm going to show you some examples. Well, on desk research, you are going to find different sources to find information. Different sources to find information. And it is very important to start with the theory or with a primary research before going to a field research, because like this, you can know, for example, if someone else already studied the market. So what happens if you want to start a business and then you find out that other person already did it too? So like that, you can take this information and read it and save some time, save money, and know a lot, maybe a lot more than doing it by yourself. So these are some examples of sources. You can collect information through data. Remember this word data? Well, it's a collection of information. How? Through service. What kind of service? For example, telephone service. We don't use fax anymore, but anyway, it's considered a source to find information. Postal mail. This is like the traditional mail. Paper mail, like in the post office, or email. Right now, people use a lot Google Forms. So don't surprise if you get an email with a link and then you click on the link and then you have the survey. When you finish, they say thank you and nothing happened for you. But for them, they are collecting a lot of information, creating a data. And websites. This is probably the most common one right now. So you go online and find for information. Well, here I also include other sources, maybe more traditional ones. Specialist libraries or libraries in general. So you can go to libraries, check on books. Sometimes we have information on books and we don't have the same information online, which is really curious because online you find a lot of things, but sometimes You don't find everything. And that is when you need to go to libraries. You have one library at the school, for example. Trade associations. Let's remember what trade is. Trade means commercial. It means buying and selling products. So we are talking about associations of trading or associations of negotiations. Like, I don't know if you've seen this big building in the Orellana Avenue in Guayaquil, the World Trade Center. So it's a big center for trading, for business. So you can go to one of these offices of trading and ask for information. Let's suppose that you want to open a restaurant and you want to sell something very traditional. So you can go to one of these associations and ask, okay, can I know how many restaurants about this food are there in Guayaquil? And they're going to tell you, okay, yes, we have 200, 100, or maybe nobody is selling your product or things like that. So you can find that information. We also have government publications, and this one is extremely important when you want to open a business in Ecuador or in any other country around the world to know what is going on with the government or what the government says about this product or service. It's very important you do everything according to the government rules. And the government is always telling people what's going on. How? By publications. Trade journals. Well, this is basically like the newspaper, but in this case it's about business or trade. So there are specific trade journals around the world. They can be online or they can be on paper. So you can go online and check, okay, I want to check how businesses are here in this country. So you go to a trade journal online and then you check it. There are specific ones. Like if you want specific information about big companies in Ecuador, for example, well, you need to go to Cámara de Comercio maybe, but also you can go to magazines. For example, in the end of every year, Vistazo magazine, they present like the 500 biggest companies in Ecuador. So that's a trade journal. Or periodicals. This is like newspapers again, but more often. Like you can receive information every day, every week. It depends on the newspaper. Okay, so remember, these are some examples of sources to find what information. What kind of information? Well, about competitors, about similar businesses, about government regulations, about trading, about all kind of things. And that's why we call it desk research. Because if you are reading your email, if you're checking websites, if you are reading government publications, trade journals, you can be sitting on a desk. Remember that other way to call desk research is primary research or the theory. You got it? Well, right now, let's take some time to go to slide number 8 and choose at least 5 examples about desk research and build a digital collage. That's simple. But what is a digital collage? Well, it's something like this. Something like this. This is just a picture I chose, but you can do something better than this. So let's go to slide number 8. Okay, let's go to this slide. And here you have many examples to find information. So choose five. It's up to you. Email, websites, trade associations, trade journals, libraries, etc. And paste a picture, a digital picture, to create a digital collage. So like that, you can remember some examples of sources about how to find information for desk research. You got it? Okay. Well, that's it for today. Thank you very much. Next class, we continue with other type of research. I hope that you enjoyed. Remember, you can watch this video whenever you want. And that's it. So thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye-bye.